Hey guys, how are we today? Let me know. Today I thought I would do something a little bit different because I know you guys want to know so bad what I have been reading, okay? So what we're going to do today, I am going to do a May and June wrap up. I'm pretty sure I did an April wrap up. So I'm going to do a May and June wrap up together. And this was not planned. Okay, this was not planned. So I'm just going to go have the pad out. And I am going to go on Goodreads and search up May through June reads. And I'm just going to chat to you about them. Okay, and let me know if you guys like it. Also, she's giving tan. She is giving tan because she has been going on walks outdoors. Shut up. Okay, so we're gonna go in order from which I have read them. So the first thing that I read in May was Where Sleeping Girls Lie. I'm going to try my hardest to pronounce her name. Farida Maddy. Slay. Also, I don't know if it's disrespectful to try to pronounce people's names if I don't know how to pronounce them, or not even to try. I feel like it's more disrespectful not even to try, but I don't have a difficult name to pronounce. Like, my name's literally Brooklyn. So I don't know. If you guys have a difficult to pronounce name, like, please let me know if you mind, if you like want people to try or if you don't want people to try, because I'm like really interested in knowing, because oh my god, my cat was trying to drink my Alani. I'm interested in knowing because I need to know what to do. Miss Farida, one thing about her is, I don't know why I didn't buy this book, because I literally, as soon as it came out, I should have bought it, because hello, Ace of Spades, so good. This book was so good. It's about a girl who, her parents die at the beginning of the book, and then she goes to this boarding school for a certain reason. What is it giving? It's giving like teen mystery. I literally, from the first few chapters, I was thinking, oh, this is giving Gabe like Harry Potter. Okay, but it was not giving Gabe like Harry Potter because it wasn't anything magical about it. I assumed it was going to be magical because of the cover. But anyway, so then someone goes missing and the main character is like trying to figure out what happened to them. I really enjoyed this book. The only thing I would say that would be a critique, which is really what stopped it from being a full 5 stars, I rated this a 4.5, was that it was a little bit repetitive at times. And the second book I read was The House Across the Lake by Riley Sager, or Sager. I don't really know which one to say. First of all, what even was this book about? Like, okay, so this wife, she's giving very much Woman in the Window. She is an alcoholic and she do be drinking and stuff like that. And then her husband, like at the beginning of the book, is like dies or like passes, or like he's dead or something. And then she's just sitting up in the house watching her neighbors, and she's just like being drunk all the time. Okay, and then she is watching The House Across the Lake, and she's like, I feel like this guy is like abusive or something. And then the story goes from there, and it got a little crazy. So I know that my friend Maddy from Asked to by Maddy literally is at a Brooklin's Library video, without mentioning one of the two. She read this book, and I was like kind of bored with the book, and I was like, girl, like, can you tell me what happens at the end? Like, literally, can you just spoil this book for me? And then she did, and I was like, okay, hold on, this sounds kind of good, I might finish it. So I finished it, and I was like, actually, I don't know how to feel. So there's that. I rated that 3 stars. And then, speaking of Maddy, we read Boy Parts by Eliza Clark together. Oh my god, Boy Parts. If you are like support women's rights as well as women's wrongs, check out Boy Parts, because It's about a photographer. I don't remember what her name is. Like right now I'm thinking that her name is Eliza, but I know that's not right because that's the author's name. Anyways, so she's a photographer and she likes to take photos of boys in compromising positions. Okay. And this book really just like, I was addicted to reading it. That was my cat, sorry. It was giving very much 2012 to 2014 Tumblr. This girl, like, she's giving that she has a dedicated Tumblr vlog. Do you remember those like grungy Tumblr pictures? If I remember, okay, so if I can find them, I'll post them on the screen. Like, this is the vibe of the book. This is the vibe that the main character was giving, and I was like, absolutely yes. And I was addicted to reading it. It wasn't like the main character, she was not a likable character, but like there was something in that book that made me want to keep going. And of course, a buddy read is always amazing, always a fun time. So yeah. I rated this 4 stars, and I would love to read this book again and annotate it and add some grungy pictures in it. I think that would be a lot of fun. And the next book I read was also a buddy read, very short buddy read, because this book is like 70 pages. When I Arrived at the Castle by Emily Carroll. Emily Carroll, I would like to have a singular conversation with you. Oh, I didn't even tell you who I buddy read this with. I buddy read this with Lauren from Happy Haunts Library. Shout out Queen. Anyways, something in my brain told me to rate this book 3 stars, and I can't even tell you about what this book is about. You can check out my tier ranking video if you want to hear me talk about it for like a singular second. So basically, this werewolf dog or cat looking girl, I don't know what she was supposed to be. Anyway, so she shows up to this castle to kill this vampire, and they end up naked. Like, that's it. And then the next book I read was Chlorine by Jade Song. Oh my god, this one's also for the Tumblr girlies, I feel, because I really like this one. I read this with the Women's Wrong support group. The main character in this book, Ren, she is like a swimmer, and she feels like she's a mermaid, and she's just obsessed with swimming. And there's a toxic coach and a sapphic element going on to it, and then there's also like a best friend who's like a little bit fake. And I don't know, I just thought this book was so amazing, and I believe that this book is a debut. Correct me if I am wrong. Period. I just thought it was amazing. And Jade Song, like, hello, we're waiting. But however, it was a 4 instead of a 5 for me, because I feel like there was a little bit disconnect from where we got to where we like were in the journey. Do you know what I mean? You know what I'm trying to say? Like, there was not like how basically the ending, I was kind of like, how do we get here? I did like the ending, don't get me wrong, but I was just like, I wish there was more like build up and like more foreshadowing to that, to like it giving that, you know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm not saying the right words for you guys to understand what I'm saying, but you guys are so like, you guys are like literally so smart, so I know that you know what I'm saying. And the next book, my Goodreads rating is, now Miss Frida, you know you're wrong for that. It's The Teacher by Frida McFadden. Okay, you guys, if you guys want me to hear me talk like spoilers, plot summary, my full thoughts, roasting this book, talking shit, you can check out The Teacher video that I made. Yeah, she is wrong for that. I rated this book 2 stars. I literally cannot talk about it any more than I have, because I talked a lot about it for like 40 minutes. So check it out. The next book that I read in May was Crown of Midnight by Sarah J. Maas. Yeah, this is Throne of Glass number 2, but number 3 for me, because I read The Assassin's Blade first. Yeah, I rated this book 4 stars. I thought it was amazing, 10/10 slay. except for one part that literally pissed me off so bad. And you guys, if you guys read the series, you literally know exactly what I'm talking about. Basically, in this book, we follow Selena and like her time after the competition in the first book is basically what I can say to that. Not really much else to say. I just thought it was a book. I thought it was good. Mort. I love Mort. Literally criminal that we didn't talk about him. By the way, I read this with Steph from Steph Morgan on YouTube. She posted her wrap up a while ago, as a correct person would do. I'm late. And I'm not sure if you guys remember, but a couple videos back I said that I didn't mean to ghost you guys, and I filmed a 24-hour readathon. That was a fail, and then I scrapped the whole thing. Yeah. So these next 5 books I read for the 24-hour readathon. And yeah, so anyways, I'll just talk about those. The first book I read was Perfect Little Monsters by Sydney R.X. He. And I solely read this for the title and the cover alone. I was like, I don't care what this book is about. It's giving Pretty Little Liars from the cover. The main character who moves back to her hometown or whatever, or her parents' hometown or something. I'm like trying so freaking hard to remember. And she goes to this new school, and then these popular girls are like, come be our friend. And then she's like, okay, period. And then one day there's a party, and like the HBIC, head bitch in charge, right? Anyways, so she dies. And then there's just this whole mystery figuring out what happened to that girl. This is YA, fast pace, just fine. 3 stars. Nothing more I can really say about that. And the next 5 books are the Mindfuck series by S.T. Abbey. Girl. I don't know what the book talk girlies are talking about. The YouTube girlies are talking about. I did not like this that much. You guys, this book is being hyped up extremely high, and I don't get it. Like, I get it. Like, I understand. I love women's wrongs. I love unhinged girlies. I love a forbidden relationship. Yes, it sounds like a recipe for incredible things. Okay. Also, very randomly, I love the name Lana. Like, that's like my favorite name ever. Like, did all of this book. Anyway, so let me tell you what this book is about. So this book is about Lana, who is a serial killer. Okay. She starts dating the FBI agent who is working on her case. And that's where the forbidden romance of it all comes in. And I don't understand why there was 5 novels. I felt like I remember the first one and the last one. And I feel like that's all you really need. I feel like you didn't really need any of the other ones. I don't know. So that's what this book is about. And in the past, I didn't even tell you what she's serial killing. So she is killing people who like gang assaulted her. So that's what she's killing. She's like, it's giving vigilante justice. It's giving period queen, like, you did nothing wrong. But yeah, so I have my issues with that book. Because, okay, let me just tell you, like, this girl, right? Lana, the main character, I feel like it was so out of character for her to have beef with this random ass Lisa girl who was like obsessed with the FBI guy who was her ex-boyfriend. Like, that didn't make any sense to me. And then also, like, what didn't make any sense was Lisa's whole purpose in the book was just like to be an obsessed ex-girlfriend to the FBI guy. And that was booty ass to me. I didn't like that. Anyway, the next book I read, why didn't I read book 2 yet? The next book I read was A Court of Blood and Bindings, and this is the last book that I read in, what was that month? May. Okay, and this is by Lisette Marshall. A Court of Blood and Bindings. This was a As to Why Maddy recommendation. And yeah, she slayed with that recommendation. Okay, first of all, I feel like this book was written really well. We love a silent man. Like, never talk again, please. Thank you. So the main character, Emmeline, we find out in like the first chapter, so this is not a spoiler, is that she has forbidden powers. And then there's this fae called the Silent Death, who is like sneaking around the neighborhood, like killing people or something. And then she sees him, he sees her, he disappears, whatever. And then she gets taken away for a reason. And yeah, so fae and humans are separate, just like an ACOTAR. And yeah, it's just amazing. So the magic system is based off of colors. So they wear like black or whatever, and then they use like the color, and each color is a magic. Like I think blue is healing and red is like explosion. It's just so freaking, I love it. Oh my god, it's so good. Now I'm like thinking about it, I'm like, I need to read it. I need to read the second book like immediately. I rated this 4.5 star, a 4 out of 5 stars. Oh my god, also the fae guy, the Silent Death, his name is Creon. Like crayon, like Crayola. And if that's not the most genius name you have ever heard, you need to like reevaluate. I thought that was so smart. I was like, Miss Lisette, you popped off. Like, your mind is so freaking powerful. So the next book that I read, this is the first book that I read in June. This is a reread of Delilah Green Doesn't Care. I do apologize for what I'm about to say. I'm about to say some shit. So Delilah Green is a photographer. She comes back to her hometown for her sister's wedding. Her family is, first of all, not close. She comes back to photograph her sister's wedding. I feel like I literally just said that. And she's just a salty hoe like the whole time. Like, I don't know what to say. I didn't really like Delilah. I'm getting into my thoughts now. So Delilah comes back, and then she starts chatting up Claire. And Claire is Delilah's sister's BFF. Then they start like making eyes at each other, and then they want to bang each other. Basically, this is a romance book. I read this for Pride. Happy Pride, be who you are. I didn't really like Claire. I didn't really like Delilah. I didn't really think that they had chemistry. But what I did like is, okay, my dogs are barking. They want to be in the video like literally so bad. Like, they're literally begging. Really liked Ruby, and I kind of like Astrid. Like, nothing's wrong with Astrid. And then the next book that I read was Late Bloomer by Maisie Eddings. I rated this one 5 stars. This one is one of my new favorite books. I love this book so much. Opal buys a farm because she wins the lottery. Okay, random. So she buys a farm because she wins the lottery, and then once she arrives at the farm, she sees that Pepper is living there. They're about the same age, and Pepper Pepper lived on that farm with her grandmother since she was 17 years old. Okay, these ladies are like 27, 28 now, and her grandmother has passed away. Okay, there's like grief in this book. There is like, what other tropes is in this book? A love story, of course. Opal is funny and relatable. I love Opal. I feel like she is very, very relatable. Maybe a little bit too relatable. And then there's Pepper. She's autistic. Oh, and Opal's ADHD. So there's some representation in there for you guys. Love it, love it, love, 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 love. At the end of the book, there is an author's note, and it included, there was symbolism in this book told through flowers, and she wrote what she was trying to symbolize and with what flower. It was so gorgeous. I love when books have. God, I did so much buddy reading, because the book after that I read Monstrilio by Gerardo Samano Cordova, and I buddy read this book with Period Rebecca from Midnight Tomes, and we read this book together. I literally just said that. And okay, so you know these cats, right? Assuming I'm gonna put a picture of it. Every time I see them, I cannot help but think of Monstrilio. Like, literally, that cat is Monstrilio to me. So this book is about a child who passes away in like the beginning of the book, and then the mother and the family and stuff are grieving over him. So the mother takes a piece of his lung and she grows a monster out of the son's lung. And literally, Monstrilio grows from the piece of lung. And yeah, this was grief horror. I ended up giving this book, I think, like a 3.53 because I really was expecting a more dramatic thing to happen, although I did like the grief stuff. And also, I heard that this book was like more focused on like kinks and stuff, which I felt like there was only like 2 kinks in it, but I didn't think that it was super kinky, you know what I'm saying? I thought that it was like more tame, but I literally read anything. Never mind. The next one that I read was Astrid Parker Doesn't Fail by Ashley Herring Blake. This is Bright Falls Trilogy, the second one. And period slay. It did get better. The trilogy did get better, and I think because it was not focused on Delilah and her bitch ass, I really liked this book because I liked Astrid, and I was fine with Jordan. I wasn't like obsessed with Jordan, but I thought she was cool. Like, I didn't mind her. So there's that. Astrid is renovating Jordan's grandma's bed and breakfast for this TV show, like think HGTV show. Okay, but it's like super popular because I feel like it's not really popular nowadays. But Jordan and Astrid, before they found out they were working together, they had this run-in, and so they immediately got off on the wrong foot. It was just, you know how you're like having a bad day and then something happens, say somebody bumps into you and spills coffee all over your white dress, that would like piss you off even more than you already having an anxiety attack. That's basically what happened. That's not basically what happened. That is what happened. And so they got off on the wrong foot and they just learned to like each other. Astrid, oh my god, what I loved about this book is Astrid is coming into her queerness at a later age. I think she's like in her early 30s, and we don't get enough of like people coming out later in life, which I feel like I talked about that in one of my previous videos. I can't remember when, but I really would please let me know if you guys have any more suggestions, especially if they're sapphic, about a person coming out later in life as queer, because that's so interesting to me. And basically, there's this whole like B plot of renovation drama that's going on. I give this book a 4 out of 5 stars. The next book I read was Iris Kelly Doesn't Date, the 3rd book in the Bright Falls trilogy. This one was my favorite. This one is sitting at a 4.5 out of 5 for me. There's so many things that I love in it. First of all, Iris was my favorite character since the first book. She's the only one that I understood since book 1. Iris, and then I really liked Stevie because she was also relatable with how much anxiety that she had and how it was literally affecting her so badly in her day-to-day life. I'm like, damn, Stevie, like, I get you, like, Miss Ashley, how are you literally in my brain right now? So this book is about Iris. She is sick of like dating, so she swears off it, okay? And her friends are trying to get her out and like Quinn, like, you believe in love. And then Iris is like, no, like, I literally don't. Like, all I want to do is smash and go on. But on the inside, Astrid is lonely and she wants a girl or a guy. She like wants somebody because she's bisexual. Queen, love her. Here comes Stevie. Stevie like is hung up on her ex. No, she's not hung up on her ex. She's hung up on the feelings that her ex gave her. And Stevie has bad anxiety, so she can't just like have a one night stand and move on. She has to be romanced basically, but she can't because she has anxiety, so it's hard for her to do. Anyway, so her bestie boo takes her out one night to find someone to have a one night stand with, because hello, she needs to get over the feelings that her ex gave her, period. And so she goes out and they meet Kelly. Her name is not Kelly, her name is Iris Kelly. And so she meets Iris, tries to have a one night stand, stuff happens, and then they end up fake dating. I don't even know how to explain without spoiling, because I feel like what you should know about this is that Stevie has bad anxiety. Iris Kelly is a bad bitch. Shakespeare, the stage, fake dating. Am I getting you excited? I feel like that's all that you need to know about this. I rated Iris Kelly Doesn't Date as a 4.5 out of 5. And the final book that we are going to talk about is All Night Pharmacy by Ruth Madavsky. Okay, this book I read for the Women's Wrong Support Group in June. First of all, what was this book even about? What was this book about? The summary? I feel like the summary was not what this book was about. I should have been like Maya and I should DNF this book, because this book was 2 stars for me. I do apologize. I'm sorry, like literally so sorry. Let me tell you what I feel like this book was about. Okay, so this book was about main character. Okay, first of all, what was her name? Who knows? Her sister goes missing. Okay, and then she tries to find her sister, but she doesn't. And then there's like a whole bunch of pills and drugs involved, and then the main character meets another girl, and then she has a relationship with her, and then it was all over the place to me, and I don't know, I didn't like it. I read that 2 stars. I'm sorry if that spoils you guys for the meeting. That's all I want to say about that book, because I literally don't really remember it that well. Okay, so those are all the books I read. If you made it this far, I would love it if you were to leave a pink flower emoji. Thank you so much. I'm going to, if you guys don't want to know about like what I have going on in my life, then you can just end the video here. Otherwise, I'll tell you. So thank you so much for watching. Okay, now that it's just us who wants to know what's going on with me. So let me tell you. Okay, no promises, but I am going to try to do some Marween. Period. So also, I really, really, really want to put on another readathon, but I'm like, girl, you need to chill. Like, you literally need to chill. Anyways, so there's that. There's no promises on like posting anytime soon, which I feel like I am going to post in the next couple of weeks, but come August, I honestly don't know. Like, I don't know. I'm not going to put pressure on myself, because literally life, you feel me? Like, you understand. Like, you guys are the best, so you get it. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate you. And yeah, I'm going to go. And I hope that you have the most wonderful day ever. And thanks for watching. Bye.